have my puppy here beside me. She keeps trying to get attention. She feels the energy. Suddenly she's like, she's literally pressing her head on my leg. She was just lying still for the longest time until like we start playing in the light, and then she's like, "Okay, that's it. I'm excited." Hello. Yes, you're cute. Good girl. So welcome everybody. So lovely to be here with you today. So I'm going to wait a couple of minutes for other people to come on, but while we're doing that, I want us to just start to get ourselves centered and balanced and feel into our space, this very moment in time and where we're at. So take a moment just to close your eyes. And just become aware of the breath entering the body. And if it doesn't feel comfortable to close your eyes, then just use a softening of your gaze. And with that softening inside your body, then you reduce one of your senses, closing the eyes. It helps to open up the other senses to your environment, to your physical body in time and space. And then with that awareness now of your environment opening up because you're taking a deep breath in and you're balancing and you're centering. Bring your hand to your heart space and bring the hand maybe down to the belly or solar plexus or your somewhere on your lower part of your body that needs some support or alignment right now. And as you breathe, see if you can become aware of the breath rising your hand. Allowing the body to soften, to melt, to let go, to become more and more present to this very moment in time. Becoming aware of the quality of the air that is coming in through the nostrils or the mouth. Being aware that this is your life force energy entering the body. Become aware of the air around the body in your environment. Become aware of the seat beneath you, supporting you completely, allowing you to be in this very moment in time in a safe, sacred space. And we're going to call in now all the great archangels to hold this space sacred for us, and all the beings of light that wish to support us at this time. We're going to invite our guides and master guides to be here with us, any supporting ancestors, Pan and the most appropriate nature spirits and devas. We're going to invite in the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the fullest aspect of Source. We're going to ask that if any unbalancing energies wish to approach us inside of this sacred container, that they're instantly transmuted into love by the light that surrounds each and every one of us and surrounds this container tonight. We're inviting in the four directions: north, south, east, west, and the center point. And we're inviting in the elements that are here on this planet to support us completely: fire, water, air, metal, earth, wood. And when you're ready, just get a sense of all that support around you right now, completely surrounding you in love and light and peace, holding you inside of a container of sacredness. And we thank you for this light, and we thank you for this time we get to spend with one another. We thank you all, we thank you all, we thank you all. We are so honored, we are so blessed, we are so loved. And welcome everybody. I think everybody knows me that's here today, but my name is Siobhan Wilcox, and I'm so grateful to be here with you all. I took a few weeks off, so I didn't have any gathering last month. but I'm grateful to be back. And I'm going to be having another gathering in a couple of weeks. And then I'll be taking some time off again because I'll be going to Ireland for a month. So I'm really excited about that. But I'd love to hear everybody to put their energy in the circle tonight. And what I've been guided to bring us on a journey is into some of our soul evolution energy, and to talk a little bit about our soul's journey. That's what I was been getting guidance on before I got on with you this evening. So I am currently in San Juan Capistrano, and I am very grateful to be here. So I'd love if you want to unmic yourself and to say your name so we have your energy in the container, and then what it is that you came to receive this evening, or why you chose to be here, just in a one sentence, and whereabouts in the world are you? And just jump on in.
I can go first.
Hey,
Hello,
Freddie.
everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm Freddie. I live in Toronto, and I've been on this journey for a long time, but I had a beautiful meeting with beautiful Siobhan a few weeks ago, and it absolutely changed me. I learned about my star cosmic lineage, and I've been involved with that in my meditations. My mind goes there. And the moment I received your email, Siobhan, for this meeting, yeah, my heart told me that I could go join the community. You have to go, you have to see Siobhan again. So I was really excited about this.
Well,
I,
thank
I
you,
just keep it
Freddie.
brief. Thank
It's
you, Siobhan.
wonderful. It's wonderful to have you here tonight. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
Hello there.
Hey,
My
Michelle.
name is Michelle King, and I've been following Siobhan for quite some time, and participating in many of her circles, and I just felt called to come here tonight, just to really feel into what's happening in the collective. That's what's really felt. I've just felt this in the last few weeks, this call to be in radical acceptance of the time that we are in, and how we can begin to shift in a different way of what we've been in. And that's what's been calling to me, and why I'm here tonight. I'm just feeling to be in a sacred circle, to hold those energies, and to just offer them up to the light, and for whatever purpose of our souls that shows up. That's why I'm here. And I'm from Indiana. I'm in the United States.
Thank you. Welcome.
Hello, I'm Denise Ansell. I'm in, of all places, Mystic, Connecticut. It's a real place. And I'm a Renaissance lawyer that's kind of known for developing a theory of a case too early on that inevitably rings true at the end of my career. And kind of just naturally flowing, and have been naturally flowing into into this space. And I've experienced Siobhan's life-changing energies as well. And I just came to meet some more like-minded people who Siobhan knows, because I thought it might be interesting.
Welcome,
So,
Denise.
hello, everyone.
Thank you, sweetie. It's wonderful to have you here, Pat. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen, and I'm here in San Diego. I am fortunate to also have known Siobhan for a number of years, and
Very long
anytime
time.
I can connect with you, I'm just thrilled. And I like to attend these meetings when I can personally, and it's been a couple of months. So getting ready to go through I'm preparing for change, and I know we can only prepare so much because sometimes it'll happen whether we want it or not.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to prepare for a much needed change, and I felt a need to reconnect and just kind of re-ground myself. And being with all of y'all really helps with that. So thank you.
You're welcome, Kristen, my love. It's lovely having you here.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, honey, we can.
Okay. I'm Jacinta. I'm in Nebraska. And I actually attended one of these a couple of months ago and really liked it. I didn't know what to expect, but I really liked it. And for a few days after, I was like, oh, well, I just feel pretty good. And so I just thought I would come again because it just felt like a nice, like communal experience the last time. So I just feel like that's clearly something that I'm in need of. And I may not know why, but I don't know that it matters. So it's nice to be back.
Well, welcome, honey. It's lovely to have you here. And I'm not sure if Marlene is able to. Oh, there she goes. Good girl. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm playing with buttons. I'm down in Florida here. A little bit, a little bit hot down here, but that's the way it is. I try to get on your, calls that you're on beside this as well, but I feel like when we gather in this group, I feel such a peace, every time it brings peace to the home and into me. It's been a wild ride for over a year now, but when I gather in these groups here, I can feel the peaceful energy just flowing. And it's like feeding my, need, I would say, of having peace in my life because it's been very stressful, busy, and come out of the work zone. And that's what I feel like tonight. And I even lit a beautiful white candle. And I said, let's light the peaceful, loving candle to clear the energy for all of us as well. So thank you, Siobhan, for having this meeting tonight. We really appreciate this.
You're
That's
welcome,
everyone
Marlena.
here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining from Florida, honey. And there was 21 signed up for this evening from all over the world, but many were in Europe and even in parts of New Zealand and Australia, and they weren't able to come on live with us. So I'm going to just open the energy for all of them to be able to receive when they watch the recordings of this too, because collectively, when we gather, even in intention, even if we can't make it live to something, we still go into the receiving energy of it. And it can be just as powerful to be in it tomorrow when you get the recording if you weren't able to be in it live tonight. But the ones that are here, there's 7 of us, which I think is always auspicious. And we are gathered in the light and of the light. And, this whole energy that I'm seeing shifting on the planet, I spoke about this when I did my feng shui training in February or January, all about the Phoenix rising and the divine feminine energy coming to the planet, and that there would be a lot of shifts and big upheavals to allow that to start anchoring in. There's a lot of paradigms and have to break down for something brand new to appear and to be. And so when we need to be in a place of shifting at a collective level of our collective consciousness, it can feel very challenging. It can feel like we're in an unstable environment. New things are happening, new things are appearing. And I just was brought back into the knowingness of that this week. 2 weeks ago, I was dancing, which I dance every day, but I was dancing to Mary Poppins of all things and having some fun. And then I hear my knee decide to. And so since then, I've been on a walking stick like 100-year-old woman going around shuffling. So I just had to surrender, right? Surrender into that space. I'm always going 120 miles an hour. I always have multiple projects and juggling and multiple clients every day. And it's a surrender place for me. This is also part of what we need to be doing collectively. I think, Michelle, you mentioned that surrender. It's when we can't directly influence what we want to influence, we just need to sit in divine energy of ourselves, because that's the influence, right? We can influence by being ourselves in a calm, magical, divine space. Then collectively our energies can expand, and then collectively we do influence, rather than feeling stressed and anxious and in the creation of I can't make a difference, I can't do anything. Right? So I had to really sit with this personally, because I go to Ireland on August 18th, and part of that trip is a land healing training and workshop I'm doing with my advanced group. And I'm supposed to be climbing this huge 600 steps on a mountain to a sacred site in the rain. Probably it rains there nearly every day. So I'm like, that's not going to happen. And I had to go through the whole grief of that and the pain of that. And I paid nearly 4,000 plus to get there. And And then I just went, oh, okay, I have a different role to play. So once I go through that personally, I go into a different space of, okay, my intention, my agenda is different than what spirit wants me to experience. It's different than the place I want to be inside of, but it's going to be maybe better than. I just don't know that yet, right? So oftentimes we go through these frustrations when things aren't working out the way they're supposed to be. But then if we look at it on the other side of that, what we didn't even see coming is often better than what we thought we would receive on the other side of that. So in the knowing of that, I went into a deep meditation, and I realized that we're activating light codes on this mountain in Ireland. It's the end of the Archangel Michael line that goes all the way from Israel all the way to the end of Skellig Michael, and we are healing it so it would run down all of that line back into Israel. And I realized that I'm the anchor. And as the anchor, I was not to climb. I'm to anchor. I'm to sit at the bottom when everyone else climbs, and I'm to anchor. And so I anchor. As soon as I got out of my own head, I became really at one with being the anchor of, right? And I don't know if this is resonating, but in so many areas of my life, I've seen this, right? We struggle, we fight to maintain what we think we should be experiencing or having or owning or being in a relationship with, or a specific type of whatever, job, marriage, career, light work, relationship, whatever that is. And then when we actually let go, it's almost nearly 100% better than we ever thought it could be from where we thought we were supposed to be. And so if you agree with that, or that's resonating with you, you can put a reaction, hands up, or give me the thumbs up, or yeah, right? So, we go into such levels of frustration because our ego self believes something, but our soul always knows what's going on. even if the ego self doesn't get the picture and struggles and fights in frustration. So it's been my lesson and learning through, particularly since I've turned into my middle age of 50, that things that I thought were supposed to be all dissolved and left. With me going, what just happened? Where did my perfect marriage go? Where did my perfect career go? Where did my perfect blah, blah, blah? What happened? What happened? What happened? And then as I sat in all of those places, I realized that actually what I'm experiencing now is much better than anything I had for the previous 50 years. And so if we can let go of the armor that the ego presents to hold us places that mightn't be fully serving us, and we allow our soul evolution energy to guide the show, we can have so much richer experiences than we ever thought we could. And that is playing out not just in our own world, but when we look collectively at things happening around the planet and we think to ourselves, I'm so upset about that. I'm so angry about that. I'm so frustrated about that. It's not that we stay passive and do nothing, but we can only do what we can do. And holding a place of anger, frustration all the time for something just reduces our frequency, our vibration, and allows us to often feel so disempowered that we become numb, that we become frozen, rather than saying, I can hold power in this one place. I can put up posts on Facebook that make me feel I'm getting a message across. I can present light when I do healing. Marlena just put up energy healing. I can do energy healing into those places, right? You can always do something, but if we tie ourselves up in the thought that we have no power, or we're so angry, so frustrated, so broken, so hopeless, that suddenly we feel there is no hope for anything, then we freeze, we become numb, we shut down. And that is actually a disease on our planet right now of numbness, because people feel oftentimes disempowered. And so they just stop trying, they stop thinking, they stop believing, they stop creating hope, and they dull that with alcohol, with drugs, with addictions, with watching the same toxic shows over and over again to reinforce their belief that there's hopelessness. And so it's a perpetuation. And so tonight, what I really want to do with this is to bring us on a journey into a place where we can start to get deeper into that soul connection, so that we can really start to have a relationship. One of the things I'm going to do, I've been guided to teach this. I originally trained in this format in 2006. Many of you have had sessions with me inside a soul memory discovery with your energy clearings. But there's actually something I trained in 2008, which was to teach it to people who've had sessions with me so that they can actually use it for themselves, so that they can actually clear their own karma, clear their own karmic patterns, clear their own karmic issues. It's not designed for you to become a practitioner in it. It's designed for you to use it for you. So you can start exploring relationships, current and past relationships in your life that served or didn't serve, and you can start seeing those relationship patterns play out. And so I've started to explore that because I kept getting the guidance that it was essential that people had this level of power for themselves, that they could explore what is dropping down into their space and not feeling they needed to go anywhere else but inside themselves, into their guidance team, into their soul connection, and getting the own information to heal it themselves. So I'll be bringing that to you in the next couple of weeks to start the conversation and then running it later in September. But it's going to be a videos and then group gatherings together so we can practice. We learn individually away from it, then we bring it together to practice together on Zoom. So inside of that space, I think it's essential right now to what's going on the planet that we have those tools to be more empowered every day. So if you're ready to journey with me, I want you to take a few deep breaths in, and we're going to close our eyes and we're going to settle down. And inside of this concept of your soul and the evolution of your soul, we're going to journey together. So you want your body just to start to relax, to melt, to release, to let go. You can drop the hands down to the lap. You can have them on your heart, wherever you feel is most aligned. And imagine a wave of relaxation is flowing through the body, melting any tension from the head, the face, the jaw, the neck, shoulders, breathing, softening, melting. The throat, the chest, the arms, letting go. The upper back, the mid back, softening and releasing, letting go. All the way down into the lower back. And then down the front of the body through the chest, the rib cage, solar plexus, the belly, the lower belly, the groin, the buttock area, letting go into the hips, into the upper legs, melting and softening the knees, and the lower legs, the ankles, the feet, letting go. Till the whole body is softly melting. And then in your mind's eye and your imagination, I want you to see a pathway opening up in front of you. This is a beautiful golden pathway. And as you walk along this pathway, you start to really feel even more relaxed, more empowered. And you notice that this pathway is going downwards now towards somewhere very sacred. You feel it in your body that you're entering sacred land, sacred ground, sacred, holy space. And as you approach this sacred land, you start to feel your body respond with excitement and energy. And for each of us, this land will look different. So just see what this land looks like for you as you approach it. It's somewhere really sacred to you, aligned to you and your evolution. And at the doorway of this land is a gate. It responds only to you. So as you put your hand on this gate, it activates and opens to your handprint and only your handprint. And you can step inside. Feeling now this sacred land beneath your feet, the vibration, the energy. And inside this sacred space, you see some form of art. Could be standing stones, it could be a mandala, it could be an energetic matrix. But sacred symbols are there for you to receive from. And as you make your way into the center of these sacred symbols, you start to receive energy, light codes, evolutionary markers that activate for you. At the very center is a beautiful golden being. Holding the highest frequency and vibration. This is a representation of your soul. As you approach this magical being, you can bring a question to it. Maybe you just want to sit in the presence of your higher self, holding hands, receiving energy, getting guidance, whatever it is you need most now for your best and highest good. Allow yourself to be nurtured by this presence of your higher self, your soul, in its fully evolved space. receiving whatever is for your best and highest good. And see if there's a gift that you need to receive this evening. Then thank this beautiful aspect of you, this higher self, for its messages, its energy transfer, whatever it is you needed this evening. Knowing that anytime you need to, it will be here for you. Bring yourself now back down this sacred pathway, moving out through the sacred shapes until you find yourself once more back at the gate. Again, this gate only opens to your handprint. When you're ready and you are complete, feel into the gratitude of your receiving, the gratitude of this sacred, holy space. Step back out through the gateway, closing it behind you with ease, knowing that this sacred space is available just for you and will always be available just for you. See yourself once more along the pathway, returning yourself slowly, feeling the gratitude of each step. Walking slowly with mindful energy until you return once more into the awareness of your environment at this very moment in time. Be aware now of the chair beneath you once more, supporting you completely. Be aware of the ground beneath you. Feel your feet pressed to the earth. Wriggle the toes. Be aware of the breath entering your body. Be aware of your environment and the noises in your environment and the noises outside of your environment. And when you're ready, bring the hands to the body to bring yourself fully back into this present moment in time. Taking a moment to open the eyes when you're ready, and if you have a pen and paper with you, you can take some notes to remember what you received, the feelings you had, the energy transfer, whatever is most important for you to take note of at this very moment in time. And if you want to be witnessed for any of that, you can put it in the chat box. Or you can unmute in a moment and just be witnessed for it in the group. Beautiful, Freddie. Thank you. Freddie said he received a key which was placed in his heart to be activated gradually. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you, Siobhan.
You're
You're
welcome.
amazing.
You're welcome, sweetie. Michelle, my love.
Yeah, it was a beautiful experience. When we were invited in down the pathway, I recognized I could hear the crunching under my feet, like my feet on the earth or my feet on whatever it was I was walking on. It was just like I could hear everything. And my body was held by my ears. Like everything in my body fell away except for my ears. So I knew just to listen. And when I was taken to a lake, a beautiful serene lake, and there was a little small island and a little hut on the island with a huge door with a big, anyway, there's a lot of things that I saw, but what the essential part was I was allowed to listen to my heartbeat of love in that of myself, and then I was given a cork. And when I entered the space into this little hut and closed the door, I could see all these movies playing out all over the walls. Like, and I felt like maybe this was like past lives, things that I've been through, all of that. And so when I was given the gift, it was of a cork. And my first thought was, I'm closing those chapters of those things, and I'm also holding in the love. I'm not letting it leak out and my power be given away anymore. So I'm just kind of setting with that meaning, but it's beautiful. I just had more of a hearing experience. So thanks for allowing me to share.
No, thank you for sharing, sweetheart. Yeah, and even when we share, you know, it helps to anchor in the resonance of what it is that we experienced, because we're witnessed for it and it grows in power in the inside of the collective. So thank you for sharing, Michelle. Beautiful. Marlena said she first saw a 4-leaf clover. Afterwards, he went up to the moon, sat on it, and started to just swing. Crescent moon, and just view everything below. My energy is above all the lower vibrations. Beautiful. Thank you, Marlena. Stunning. Mm. Mm. Thank you so much for sharing this space and time with me today. The opening to your soul training that I'll be creating to bring in. It's interesting for me because I trained in it in 2008 to teach it, but I have never taught it because I never felt I needed to until now. So it's like 10 years later, it's like now's the time or more, much more. But it's just like now is the time to teach it. And we'll be going through 5 different gates inside of that energy. I wrote out a little bit of what we'll be learning about so that you could have it resonate with you. We'll be learning about really how to open and create sacredness and the space that that brings to us, and why knowing how to create sacred space correctly opens us to a higher level of consciousness that's available to us, that isn't normally available to us if we're not inside sacredness. We'll look at how to work with a pendulum, which many of you already know and do, but we'll be teaching it inside of this sacred container so that we have a guide coming from our higher self into our journey through our soul. We'll learn how to heal karmic issues and karmic patterns. And we'll explore remembering the mysteries of who we really are, looking at our mission and our purpose, connecting with our guides and our master guides, exploring relationships in the past or now relationships. And that is one you can use for all relationships in your life. Everything from somebody you co-work with to or someone you're in an intimate relationship, to parents, to children, to friends, to whoever. It will give you a guiding tool to explore all levels of relationship. We're then going to honor your soul's evolution and the pathway it came to express and be upon. And inside of that, there'll be many different processes that we'll learn to use together, and many different processes that you can use in your life every day if you wish to, or just as are needed. When I first learned this form of healing, I used it many times. And then there was a long period of my life where I didn't use it at all. And then I started using it again in the last 5 years, almost every day again. So it's like when things are up and happening and shifting, it's necessary. When things are hunky-dory and glowy, it isn't always necessary, right? But at least it's in the toolbox. We can pull it out when we need it. So normally this is run over 4 days in person. But as we're all spread out all over the world, I want to do it in a way where we can co-create via video I'll make videos of all the different processes and trainings, and then we'll just come together for the practice pieces so that we can really spend that time in deep, juicy experiences of exploring it and going through what came up, or nuancing processes, or figuring words that might work better for you, because sometimes there's shifts in the languaging that needs to happen. And so that will be what we do when we do our in-person or on Zoom in-person pieces together. So I'll be sending that out in the next couple of weeks, more about that. And I'm hoping that all of you can come and play in the light with me with it, because it will be really powerful. And again, it's been brought to me to do because everybody right now needs to have their own tools in their own toolbox, because we all have the knowledge we need ourselves. We all have the information stored in our higher selves that we need, but sometimes we don't know all of the abilities to access those layers of energy. And then if we do get the energy, we don't know necessarily always how to clear those layers of energy that appear. And so this is to empower people so they have all of it for themselves, to do for themselves. So now we are complete tonight. I just want us to sit back in the space because so many people weren't able to be here with us tonight, but they're going to get to watch this afterwards. And so I want to also extend that light container of evolution to everyone who's going to get to watch this video. I always see it like it's an escrow account, but it's a spiritual escrow account filled with alchemy and gold and love and knowledge and wisdom that can drip down to us like little golden drops through our sourcing into our space as we need it. It's always an energy vision that I use when I do spiritual work. So take a moment to experience that now if you can. That escrow account has been activated even more tonight than before. As you connected into that higher self, even more gold was poured in there for you to access. More spiritual wisdom, more knowledge, more love, more abundance, more flow, more healing, more light, more magic. And so we thank all the guides and master guides and all the great archangels who held this space sacred for us together today. We thank you all for supporting this evolutionary path that each of us is on. We thank you for activating us to be guided, to be supported, to be nurtured. We thank the earth beneath us for resourcing us completely. We thank our ancestors for supporting. We thank the divine feminine, the divine masculine, the fullest aspect of source. We thank you all, we thank you all, we thank you all. We are so honored, we are so blessed, we are so loved. And as we complete inside this container tonight, we see each of us surrounded in a golden orb of light, nurtured, held, supported, aligned, for each of our best and highest good, and so it is. And we notice now this energy is disconnecting from this collective group, so we are back inside our own space, held in the light and of the light, protected at all times. And so it is. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Siobhan.
You're welcome, Freddie. You're welcome, Denise. You're welcome. Jacinta, Michelle.
Thank
Madison,
you.
Kristen, thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Love you. Mwah.